when you come home from school or your day of work and it's about 5 p.m, 6 p.m, and you're tired and you're broke and you just want to come in and chill and ignore all the real problems in your life, and you sit down on your crusty chair or your bed and you start playing some video games. You do all your shit, you do that for 4 hours until midnight, getting no sleep to wake up for work the next day, and you do it all again. If this is the existence for you, then I really and I highly recommend getting rid of video games. Getting rid of video games. Why do I say this? Because video games, what do they emulate? When you're playing a video game, how do you feel? What are you doing when you play those video games? Take Call of Duty, for example. When you are landing down on Warzone and you land, you collect your loot, you get better loot, then you kill the guy, and then you win the game. That's a sense of accomplishment. It's a sense of progression, and then it's also a sense of being better than other people, and it's also a sense of accomplishment. And what does this emulate? This is real. That emulates real life. Video games are very specifically programmed to emulate real life, to create real life emotions virtually, but one thing that it does take away is all the actual hard work of progression, being better than others, and accomplishments. Like, for example, for me, I was playing the game Rocket League. I don't know if you know what that is, but I've been playing that for like 4, 5, 6 years. And about a year ago, I have properly stopped playing it. And it's come to my attention that I have actually nothing that I have accomplished. I have not accomplished anything. My in-game character in that game, yeah, I've achieved loads in that game, but in the real world, I haven't achieved nothing. I didn't achieve anything. And imagine those 4, 5, 6 years of me playing those games. 10 years, because at Rocket League I was playing games before that as well. 10 years plus of playing video games. Imagine if I spent that putting into like how to make money, or developing social skills, or developing so many other things. Imagine how much of a better situation I'd be in. So video games are the biggest waste of time. They're a waste of time because, as I just mentioned, for however long for example, you've been playing video games, I bet, for about 10 years, you've been playing Minecraft, you build things, you progress, you get your diamonds, you get your stuff like that, and then you're at a point where, I've got to start again. So, and that could be an example of, I'm going to build up my strength skill. So you build up your strength skill, you build up your strength skill, you build up your strength skill to a point where you max out your skill level. I don't think you ever will, but let's say you get to a point where you're really comfortable with it and you're really good at it. Well, then you'll just start doing another skill. And that's like in video games. You'll do really good at one game and then you'll learn another game. Or it could be something within the same game. But you know what I mean? Instead of focusing on the statistics in video games, in the virtual world, focus on the statistics in your real life. Focus on trying to improve your real life character. Build your strength attribute. Build your mental health attribute. Build your physical health attribute, your social skills attribute. In video games, you might have the good character, you might have the bad character. The bad character could be the bad habits. The good character could be the good habits. The good character always is supposed to be the bad character. Good habits should be the bad character. In a video game, you don't form an alliance with a bad character, do you? You're not supposed to. That's not how it's set out. Video games have perfectly set out how it's supposed to run. It's like a game of life. You form an alliance with a good character. You build that good character up to kill the bad character, and you keep killing the bad characters. AKA, real life scenario, you are the person, you build him up with all the good habits, you take on these bad habits like vaping, you take on these bad habits like porn, you take on these bad habits like sloth and laziness and not using your brain in a good way to form any skills which you can use to the real world to better your life. Video games perfectly emulate life, but how these companies have made video games to be so addicting because it eliminates the hard work that goes into getting these accomplishments. Because in a video game, you can achieve accomplishments within half an hour, 5 minutes, depending on the game. In life, it's years, decades. And that's why no one properly tries. But if you think about it, time's going to pass by anyway. And what you spend your time doing will dramatically affect where you end up in life. That's my video on video games and why you should not play video games. Video games, I think, as I said in one of my last videos, if you have a crippling addiction to these video games, I don't think you should just go from like playing 10 hours a day down to just doing it 0. It's progressive overload. You've got to go one step at a time. So you might be doing 10 hours a day. And then for 1 week, instead, bring it down to 7 hours a day. And then the next week, bring it down to 4 hours a day. Then the next, bring it down to 1 hour a day. And then the next, see how you go for a week without playing it. And just see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. My only purpose is to serve you with some good information and update you with some valuable information every day.